Hey everyone, welcome to Area 616. So I got around to seeing Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, the story of Newt Scamander, a guy writing a book about magical creatures who ends up accidentally letting them loose in 1920s New York. So, how was it? Honestly, for whatever reason, it's hard for me to decide if I really liked it or not. I definitely don't think I hated this movie, but like Doctor Strange, it disappointed me. This movie really failed to recapture the magic that the other Harry Potter movies had. The magic just never really felt as charming or special as it did in the other Harry Potter movies or even books. The movie really feels almost unfocused. Newt is definitely the main character and all that, but it keeps going back and forth between the Fantastic Beasts story, the New Salemers, and some stuff involving Grindelwald. J.K. Rowling did a decent job tying them all together, but I think a big problem with the movie is you just don't get to spend a lot of time with any of the characters, because there is so much going on. Newt, Kowalski, Goldstein, and Queenie are all major players, but I never felt like I got to know them very well. They all seem like decent characters, but we just don't get to spend much time with them, which is strange as the movie is about them. It was also pretty unevenly paced too. It wasn't awful, but sometimes it did feel like it was almost rushing through some scenes to me. There are praises here, though. I liked the beasts themselves. They were pretty neat, though they really started to take the back seat towards the end. And J.K. Rowling is definitely a talented storyteller. There's a lot of neat things in this movie, but for whatever reason, it just didn't have that feeling that Harry Potter did. I know it's not fair to compare it to Harry Potter, but it's almost impossible not to. Honestly, I think it's almost like The Amazing Spider-Man 2 in a way. The reason is, it's literally impossible to say the exact story of The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Seriously, go ahead and try. It's all just a collection of events and things happening with no real bridge between them, if that makes sense. I think maybe Fantastic Beasts is like this, but to a lesser degree. You could say that the story is that Newt loses some monsters in New York and has to find them, like I did at the beginning of the video, and that wouldn't be wrong. But in the movie itself, it almost feels like that's a thing that's happening on the side. Something that's a distraction of sorts from what they seem to be treating as the main story, which is the stuff with the New Salemers. Honestly, with a lot of this, I wonder why J.K. Rowling chose Fantastic Beasts to put all of this inside of. Making a movie about Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them's author, Newt Scamander, is fine, but without getting too spoilery, that's definitely not where this film series is going. I don't know what's going to happen next, but I do know that I'm just not that excited about it. To be honest, I think this movie would have been a whole lot better as a standalone, just a fun way to spend 2 hours. Not everything has to be a huge epic story spawning sequels and spin-offs, which is something Hollywood needs to figure out nowadays. I think at the center of it all, Fantastic Beasts has a great idea. The story with Newt discovering strange new creatures and losing them and all that would be cool, but it's weighed down by all the franchise building, and loses its charm because of it. It feels like it's a side story, servicing some other big story that, while potentially interesting, didn't need to be crowded into this movie, in my opinion. Honestly, this movie didn't need to be a big, sprawling, good versus evil story. I think in the end, I really just wanted a fun movie. Not that it's never fun, but you get what I mean. There are a couple of way too goofy scenes in this movie as well, like when Newt performs a mating dance with a glowing rhinoceros whale. Yeah, that actually happens. Which almost feels out of place in the movie when you're watching people get violently murdered by evil things in the very next scene. And it's a kid's movie. I mean, it's supposed to be a kid's movie, so it makes sense, but still, it's a little too goofy, in my opinion. Honestly, it's hard for me to decide if I liked it or not. I know it sounds like I didn't, but that's not the case. I didn't hate it, but I didn't necessarily love it either. Although, I'd definitely say, out of the two magic-themed movies this month, Doctor Strange was better in my opinion. It at least had a concrete story and stick to it. End of the day, I'd give Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them a 3.5 out of 5. I hate that both of the movies this month disappointed me, but it is what it is, I suppose. But what did you guys think about Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you all next time.